sit down, no mask, no gloss. Shows the rod, shows the cost. They bought the ring, then sold the soul. Put red on seats, made the crowd pay gold. Creative ties behind closed doors, while suits keep cashing record quarters.
Celebs in the spotlight, wrestlers in the back. Cut the heart out clean and call it growth like that.
It all went into somewhere where the fire got buried. All went into somewhere.
Shake names the ones who carry.
You can sell the soul, then ask us to cheer into somewhere.
We say it all from here. We see it all from here. Fire names in a paperwork wave. Deals rework to feed the save. Make more money, cut more dreams. That's the game behind the gleam. Every quarter breaks a new glass ceiling. Still they got what the fans are feeling. Big names drop for a cheaper plan. Less wrestling, more branded shams.
Still the same old lie with the billionaire grin. But the boys and girls they cut are the ones that made it spin. It all went into somewhere where the fire got buried. It went into somewhere.
Shake names the ones who carry.
You can sell the soul, then ask us to cheer into somewhere.
We see it all from here.
We see it all from here. Count the money, watch the damage. Every promise turned to scrap. Took the edge, took the future, made the product black and flat. Still, we know what we loved was the fight, not the break.
Jake on the mic, say it plain. TKO and blood for gain.
It all went into somewhere where the fire got buried. Heading into somewhere.
Shake names the ones who carry.
You can't sell the soul, then ask us to cheer into somewhere.
We see it all from here. And to somewhere, and to somewhere.
Jake tells the truth, and we still stand here.
Jake goes live, mic in hand, breaks it down, he takes a stand. Raw and loud, the comments scroll. Same old game, same tired role. They bought the crown, then priced the seats. Bleeding fans in rows of seats. Greed on top, the card gets thin. The same old faces cashing in. No more spark, no more swing. Just a brand in a gold chain. You can hear the room go cold when the soul gets sold. It's Jake's way or the highway. Bend the knee, bend the knee, bend the knee. It's my way. Heed the warning, heed the warning, heed the warning. Listen to me. Look alive, look alive. Should be watching tonight. Should be watching NXT. Should be watching NXT. Should be watching NXT. CEOs with empty eyes swap the fight for cheaper ties. Celebs in the spotlight glare while the wrestlers wait out there. Slow decay in every town. Crowds get thin when trust goes down. They took the ring and left the stain. Still we scream it through the pain. No more spark, no more swing. Just a brand in a gold chain. You can hear the room go cold when the soul gets sold. It's Jake's way or the highway. Bend Toronto elimination chamber, steel cage set, it's cutthroat behavior. Just Jake on the mic,
There we
spaz
go.
up in the dome. Review game so tight, call it YouTube home.
How the hell are we, chat? It's into somewhere weekend. We are live with the WWE Backlash Fallout. Happened last night. We welcome you all. It is Jake, a.k.a. Countdown Ended. This song triggers you, but it's a classic and it's a bop. Oh, here we go. We'll swap it out. So hopefully everybody's doing well this Sunday, May 10th, 2026. We're here to go ahead and go further into detail about Backlash. There's a lot that we didn't get to cover on the review last night, and I am genuinely a bit miffed with some of the news, so it's good to come on and vent about it with the one, the only man, myth, legend himself. It is Cody Onidi.
Give me a hell yeah.
Cody.
What's going on, ladies and
Give me a
gentlemen?
hell yeah.
Sorry for that. I didn't realize I was muted there for a second, I think. But how we all doing?
We're hanging in there. So it's been a little bittersweet with some of this news. I made a I guess poorly timed joke not that long ago saying, you know, they're saying that Punk is old, but what about Asuka? You know, she's up there in age. She's 44. That's like 69 in women years. So no, but you know, you hear things and you're like, all right, she had so much left to give, but they haven't used her in a great way. I almost want to say kind of ever, but in a long time since she's been really prevalent. She won the Rumble, and then she goes ahead and loses at WrestleMania. And then from there, I feel like she never recovered. She was so unbeatable, it was unheard of at that time that she had a 500-plus day title reign streak, an undefeated streak included. And she went ahead and came up to the main roster with this streak. She had to vacate her title back to NXT, and that never happened. That did not take place at that time. Now, a lot of people would then go ahead and leave the title behind, you know, even as recent as Obafemi. But when she did it, it made a statement. You were like, wow, there's no more competition. She's taken out everybody. No one's ready for Asuka. And she wasn't a no-selling, you know, machine. She wasn't a Terminator. She told, for the lack of English and her ability to cut these eloquent promos, she used her body, her facial expressions, the face paints, the character mannerisms, all of it, the gear. She added to all of the conversation with what she was capable of doing in those, you know, in those ropes. And it was incredible at the time to see somebody so strong and powerful on the female side kick so much ass that there's nobody left to face. So we got to move you up. And then eventually they miffed it. They fucked it up. And that,
right, they did.
that happens often. I mean, look at Shinsuke Nakamura. Same year, same thing that they did to him, you know, both, WrestleMania 34 for both of them, and they both win the Rumble.
Won the Rumble.
Yeah, and he got taken with AJ to Dick Kick City, and that was it for that.
Who convinced Vince to let him win? I'm surprised Vince allowed it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how Vince ever allowed it, but people backstage are obviously upset that Asuka is seemingly done. From what we heard initially is that Kairi Sane got released in the recent batches, and then it basically brought the angle that they had to an abrupt halt, because it's like, well, what are they going to do now? Are they still going to do the match? Kairi was essentially most of the focal point. Yes, it still worked without her, but I guess they felt like really mysterious. And everybody in the chat, shout out to Coot, Jeremy, Pico, and so many others. Glad to have you all here. And they told Asuka, hey, we're going to keep you to have this match. and then that's it. So they basically held on to her contract long enough. She did not allegedly, she is semi-retired following WWE Backlash. This is coming first from Wrestling Observer. At Backlash, they said that following her loss to IYO SKY, and after she lost, she broke down in tears. She hugged her for a long time to the point where I thought, oh, she's going to attack her. She's going to mist her against something. And then that was it. Fade to black. Commercials. Meltzer says,
posted my way.
Yeah, I did it my way. And that lines up with Kofi and Xavier from the New Day being told that they refused to restructure their deals and now are done with WWE. Meltzer says first, we're going to go through a bunch of different people, but she is semi-retired. They don't know exactly what that means, but people backstage are wishing her goodbye. And they don't know if she's going to Japan and still wrestle. They don't know if it means she can do stuff here and there, but I guess she's semi-retired. Brian Alvarez backed this up and was saying that it sucks. And he's like, I can't fathom why, but it makes it possible, certainly. He said Kyrie was cut and she didn't even get used to the end of this thing. So we've seen people like IYO SKY, Nakamura, Rhea, and others tweet out a plethora
They should have just waited for
images
Kyrie
and-
to so they could have all had one final.
Yeah, they should have had it.
Or,
Yeah, they
together.
should have held on to Kyrie, but apparently TKO is ruthless, and I don't feel like. So here's the
Because
thing.
if Asuka was going to get this goodbye, they should have all had goodbye together as a trio.
I agree, but they didn't know Asuka was going to leave. I think what happened was TKO came in, allegedly. From everything I've read so far, this is how I see it. TKO came into Triple H's office and said, hey, we need you to cut a plethora of talent that equals this big number. And it was bigger than usual. So interestingly enough, they're like, I don't want to cut everybody. What can we do to avoid some of the cuts? And so, well, you're overpaying people. They're not wrestling 180 averaged matches a year. Now they're doing the most amount was LA Knight with 70 matches, and most people aren't hitting over 40. So the average is like 36, I think, right now, matches a year, which is insane. It's not even one a week. It's like one every 10 days at this point. Regardless, they managed to offer a restructuring. You pay them less. They're already working less. There's not house shows, yada, yada. They try it. Most people have the right to refuse. But it's weird how they're ever allowed mid-deal, mid-contract.
So are they
I
going
said this
to
to the enemy
do this
designed
to people
earlier.
like CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Rhea
They
Ripley,
could do it to
Becky Lynch, Liv
anybody.
Morgan?
They were trying to do it to Roman Reigns. Some people are like, oh, The Miz is a forever. He'll never be. Are you kidding me? There is
So you're
no more
saying
WWE lifer.
Who are the top champs? So if you're saying Roman, Cody, Rhea, Liv, the world champions, if they don't agree to the pay cut, they're going to get released too? Is
They
that how
could.
TKO is really going?
Yeah, really. I know that sounds mind-blowingly dumb and impossible, but
You would
it
think
would
all four of
happen.
them are like impossible to be released, no?
You would, but look at what they did to Roman. They took him off all of June once he didn't agree to this restructuring. And then, now he agrees to take a bit of a cut. And then it was just an error. It was an error. He's back in on June now. They knew what they were doing. They're like, well, we're just going to, if you're not going to cut your pay, then we're going to cut your time so that your downside guarantee and blah, 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 blah. They want to recoup what they feel they're not getting out of the talent. No one is irreplaceable, shockingly. It's not Vince anymore. It's not, we're home, this is your home, this is your family,
Because
giving the people
would those
Stockholm
four
syndrome.
have been safe under Vince?
Oh, absolutely. Vince made sure. I mean, he took Warrior back. He took Brett back. I mean, Vince TKO. If people made a big public, like, let's say Bret Hart. So let's say CM Punk loses at Mania this year, like he did, but he wasn't supposed to, and he flips out. and he sees Mark Shapiro or Ari Emanuel in the audience at Mania, and he goes over to them, and just like Brett did with Vince, he goes over and he spits in their face, and he writes AEW, whatever, he writes JCW. He's going to the Lunatics. He's going, whoop, whoop. Like he's going to go fuck around with the Juggalos. Whatever. You get my point? They would never bring him back. They would sue him into oblivion. But when Brett did that, they turned it into content. It was the Montreal Screwjob. And today it would be legal proceedings. And he took Nash and Hall and Hogan back. I mean, the NWO, a little bit of poison, who set out to destroy his company with fucking Ted Turner and Eric Bischoff. He brought Eric Bischoff in. They would not today. I mean, yeah, it's. I mean, and happy Mother's Day to all the great moms out there, right, Cody? Happy Mother's Day to all the great moms out there. Love you, baby, especially.
You, especially.
Thank you, baby. You're so
you
sweet.
You still got to
Daddy.
respond. I said it to you on Twitter, and you didn't respond.
I did respond. It should have said.
No,
so,
you did not. I didn't press send.
Oh God, maybe I didn't. Oh, you're right. So I just put the quote in. I'm sorry. Look at that. You are right. I told you I'm terrible at social media. I admit it. Backlash, we're going to go over with a fine-tooth comb because there's a lot of things I wanted to bring up, but we're going to get to the news stuff first, just while you're here especially. And the fine-tooth comb things, I mean, like, we didn't discuss much of the Minihausen people. We didn't discuss...
Last thing on the releases.
Oh, we're going to talk about it. I'm just saying, like, we didn't talk about the DQ angle in the main event and how that played out. So there's a lot to discuss. But yeah, with the releases, we're focusing on the news now. So yes, Mr. Onidi.
I have a question with that. So, the New Day, like some people said yes, but I think, Vince, I think,
is it
loved the hell out of the New Day.
Sexy question? It seems like it. He loved the pancakes. He made those guys.
Do you think he would have ever let them go, or would they have been? I think Vince valued.
Keep in mind, WWE TKO didn't let the New Day go. The New Day chose to leave.
It's crazy.
No, you're right. I mean, they got pushed out.
They want Xavier back, right?
They wanted them both. Apparently, they really thought that they would agree. And you made a great point before that we kind of glossed over. But why didn't they have Kyrie, Asuka, and IYO have this, Taker, Shawn,
together,
and Hunter moment? Yeah, I will tell you exactly why. Because they let Kyrie go, feeling like, hey, they could still have the story without her. And no one planned on letting Asuka go at that point. Then a few days went by, and they said, hey, we're going to try and restructure about 50 or so deals. And they brought in many people that we haven't even heard mentioned yet. LA Knight allegedly is one. We've heard quite a few people taken up to the chopping block saying, you ever want to hear this again? You're going to take half your pay. That's it. And then standing behind them, he's still there, allegedly. And guess what? The whole time, no intimidation.
Where has he been?
Apparently he agreed too. So to some type of minor cut, allegedly. And you look at someone who's supporting them. Well, look at that. Who's in the room taping up his fists, making sure no one gets upset? The dead man from AAA. That's right. Hater Taker's back, and he's meaning business. He's making sure everybody agrees. Now, again, I like to approach every angle I can. Giggity. Hit it every which way, right, Daddy? But happy Mother's Day. Come on. Still.
Oh.
When you do break it down, what else was left for them to do with the New Day at this point? I mean, they fucked up their heel turn. There was stuff, yeah, but was there any? Like, it's a shitty way of looking at it. And the thing is,
I really think they should have paired the New Day with Cena.
They could do anything. Yeah, they could do anything. So I mean, yeah, I just don't see the New Day at this point in time reaching the peaks that they did before. Honestly,
the New Day with Cena, because all guys that you would think would be good guys forever are now all villains. Like, it would have made the perfect sense for the New Day to be paired with Cena. during that time.
Exactly. And I mean, they had a lot to do, but all in all, they again, they miffed it, they biffed it, they boofed it, they fucked it up. And it says, is Asuka done with WWE? This is at What Culture. Let's step into the $10 billion studio, my friend, and let's take a look. Oh, where was our fancy little, we don't have Into Somewhere weekend. It just says weekly, but here, pretend it says weekend. We'll make some new graphics, but hey, look at that. All right, fantastic. Use your imagination here on the Jake DeMarco YouTube channel. The Empress of Tomorrow drops hints, like you said. She did it my way. They gave her an 18-minute match against the Genius of the Sky. It was a good send-off. And Big E said, I wondered, is this a goodbye? We've never really seen Asuka this emotional. He said, if this is a goodbye, I know she will be dearly missed. She's been a good pioneer. She's done truly incredible things in the ring even before she got to WWE, but she further staked her claim as an all-time great. So, yeah, like I said, everything with NXT, the undefeated streak, 914 days in total that, ended up with her being beaten by Charlotte. But, yeah, Asuka's, part-time, and that's upsetting. And Danhausen says that these two are possibly the best wrestlers in WWE. I would say IYO is top 5, certainly, at least in the top 10. Asuka?
Danhausen said that?
Yeah. And I would say Asuka's in the top 25. I don't know about top 2, but she's up there. But Danhausen, very supportive. You're happy to see it. And it is upsetting. We've seen a lot of people let go, and fans are still demanding more talent be signed, and I don't know what that says.
Definitely so Danhausen's right about that one, I think.
Sure. No, I don't want. I just wanted to read the article, and yeah, sure. No, oh boy, it's the ad blocker. Gotta be. All right, I know. I don't speak anything, but okay.
Wait, why did it come out of my paycheck again? I thought you said
so. This wrestler, his name is Neon. He went viral after performing jaw-dropping acrobatic moves recently, and fans have been flooding social media, being like, this luchador needs to get a contract. He needs to be signed. It has to happen. So we're going to go ahead and do it. Oh, there's more ads on here. I see why we needed an ad blocker. Regardless, it's interesting because they're seeing all of these people be let go. They're barely using the talent that they have signed now because there are so many people on both sides. They're cutting down time on SmackDown. PLEs and everything have gotten shorter than ever, but you want to sign more people when they already have their NIL program, and I get it. He's amazing. Look at him. He's incredible at what he can do. No doubt about it. That is, very acrobatic, very incredible, very athletic, and we've seen these things before, but that's just it. We've seen these before. It feels like these overly acrobatic wrestlers are now a dime a dozen. And speaking of AAA, apparently AAA Triple Mania is doing a big thing with Gears of War E-Day. So, hey, they're having a huge, game release sponsorship, and I guess it fits with the massive theme. That'll be Friday, September 11th, and then the second night will be Sunday, September 13th. The first ever, I believe, 2-night Triple Mania for Triple Mania 34. Going to be a big show in September. We'll be covering that and reviewing it live, but holy hell, is that going to be just a ton of fun, One other thing that I wanted to mention to you, sir, is I figure you might be on board with this. I like the idea. Kevin Nash says if we're going to have an open challenge, make it a true open challenge. Have it be outside talent.
Yes.
Bring in people from, and not from NXT and AAA, like bring in unsigned talent that's big right now that you can get access to. And, he said the
like
WWE NXT No Mercy match when Ricky Saints defeated Obafemi. You know, that was a big deal because Saints was from AEW coming over to, you know, WWE at that time. There are similarities to him and Bill Goldberg, you know, and talking about Obafemi and how strong he is, and he's
You
like,
see what
how
I mean?
fast
That's
he
the
is.
kind of stuff in the creativity that you need to do to make this work. Because no
Yeah,
offense,
absolutely.
but like Obafemi beating Otis doesn't really impress me. Like, what does that really do to elevate Oba when he beat Otis in almost the same amount of time he beat Brock Lesnar?
I think the whole point of it was, look at how strong he is. He manhandled Otis, who is a big boy. He picked him up like a sack of,
But
you know,
that's Otis
hay
done.
and
He
threw him
loses
around.
to jobbers all the time, Otis.
Yeah, I don't see.
Triple A is a much better promotion than Triple K.
Yeah, Triple A, you know, being run by the Undertaker, and Triple K being run by the White Maker. So you got to be careful, but yeah, it's depending on which one you're in the mood to watch. It's the All MAGA Wrestling Hour, Triple K Promotions. It's dangerous, but I do prefer Triple A at all times. I say it every time too. Like, it still cracks me up with a K that they have this hot dog place. It's Glenwood, I believe, drive-in, but attached to it they have Kelly's Cone Creamery, but they spell it all with K's. And I think just recently they fixed their outside signage, so now it's like, you know, C's and different. But for years they had just KKK there, just 3 K's, just Kelly's Cone Creamery. How do you not know what you're doing? How do you not know what you're doing? And then they had like one of the mascot, like, standout cutout things. It was like an ice cream cone type thing, and you could take pictures with it, but next to the Kelly's Cone Creamery, but it was all like the big capital K's, so the kids are standing next to the K's, and it's like,
Did you go there a lot, Jake?
They make amazing cheese fries, so sadly, yeah, I was there often, and the
That's
ice cream's
why you
homemade.
Are you sure?
The ice cream's homemade too, so that's really good.
Is it?
Yeah, ice cream homemade. That's that side. Yeah, delicious. So,
But Jake, here's this article right here that you wrote about the initial saying. Can I read this on air?
I from White Man Loves Food Monthly. That was my old blog. You probably shouldn't. It might get us.
Yeah, maybe
trouble. And Hoot says it's a bad idea. Yeah, they only serve vanilla, but they wouldn't even offer hot fudge. Just vanilla, whipped cream.
Wait, why not chocolate?
No sprinkles. I wonder if they just didn't know how to make it, because everything was made homemade. The whipped cream, the ice cream, like the vanilla was delicious.
Jake, it says what right here why they don't do chocolate. You read it. Jesus, this is the place you went to?
It says because of the, and then.
Oh my goodness.
I like hot fudge. Yeah, all in all, I love the Obafemi idea being something crazy. Thank you, Pico, for derailing the show as always. They announced more shows that we're not going to, Pico. All right, Cody. All right, Chair. We're not going to them because they're still so fucking expensive.
Yeah. I wanted to do like Saturday night's main event, like that's going to Madison Square Garden.
I know.
But,
I know. They're coming to Connecticut too. And
they are?
So yeah, Bridgeport, Sunday, January 4th.
January 4th or June 4th?
It's the 2027, January 4th, 2027.
Okay. Are you excited?
Yeah,
Don't cry.
No,
Oh my goodness.
no, but yeah, they're doing like extra tours and stuff and trying to get things around. And it's like they're going all the way out with holiday tours and all these things, and it's like they just keep announcing further and further and further out. And it's like me and Cody currently tied in our fantasy league. I should have used my super coaching ability, but yeah, I just seen an update from what is it, 10:39 West Coast, so 11:12, 1:39. So from an hour ago, it does say that this is Asuka's last planned match in WWE for the foreseeable future. So basically, I think she's done. And
is she going to be like a coach or something?
I don't know. I don't know if they're going to terminate her contract, if they're just not going to re-sign her, if she's like, I'm hoping to hear more info about it, sadly, but it's just unfortunate that this is all we're getting. Really just, it's unfortunate because like, I know people wanted Kyrie, but Asuka's the talent. Kyrie was injuring people. We made a running joke out of it on the show. Kyrie?
Yeah. Who did she ever injure?
I mean, maybe I was a little harsh. And who did she injure? Did she hurt anybody? Oh, that's a long list. Oh.
No top stars, right?
Were there top stars? Oh. Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
That's was Kyrie, she was really safe though, right? We want Kyrie. Oh. So
see, I didn't hate her, but like I don't want anyone to lose their job, but it's not like I'm upset that I don't think she.
Yeah, I don't want.
I'm not even trying to
job,
say it in a bad way. Like I
know they have to thin the herd,
like
Cody.
Saying.
Yeah, they got to cut the roster down. There's way too many people that they aren't focusing on, and because of that, what happens?
You don't want to be like AEW though, where there's a bloated roster.
We've got Paige returning. She just came back after 7 years, maybe longer. I forget exactly what it was. And what have they done with her? She returned and won the titles, and then she's come out, made one very quick
the first
promo.
few weeks, she was like in the.
She was in the crowd.
Like
in
waving.
The audience, just waving. Then they had her do a very, very short return speech. And then since then, her and Brie have been marched out in different places. And then she got her head busted open because Nia, again, is back to hurting people.
Trying to be mean, but is Brie annoying or what?
Brie mode? No. Brie's not annoying, right? Is she annoying? Extremely. It's grating. I hate that Paige had to tie her wagon to Brie and.
Oh jeez, that was the worst thing I've ever experienced.
This is
it's Tiffy time. Then Remo. That's
I would rather deal with Tiffy time.
I don't know,
but Danhausen wants to learn how to shoot lightning.
Well, I don't mind Tiffy time, but she sounds like a stubborn, like a stuck-up rich girl. Kind of, I don't understand how she's a babyface.
Yeah. And I love that Danhausen keeps the kayfabe alive. People were questioning, well, why was he a luchador? Why was Minihausen a luchador? And he's like, because Ray Phoenix chose to walk into the room when I left to see what was going on. And that's what happened. He came out a luchador. And he's like, oh, it's confirmed it's Cola Man Punk. It's confirmed it's Obafemi. He's like, they're great. However, who said that? Who put the responsibility on me? I didn't even want to find one. Why would I ask them? It's Jelly Roll. It's Cola Man Punk. It's Oba. He's like, I should have had them all.
Danhausen thing?
What's that?
Can I mention something about this Danhausen match?
Do you need to ask? Please do.
I thought it was a good in-ring. I thought because El Torito is a good wrestler, whatever he calls himself now.
Yes.
Like he's a good in-ring wrestler. Like, so the match in-ring quality-wise was good. Danhausen can work his ass off. The Miz can work his ass off when is asked. Miz is no slouch in the ring. Like, people say he's a weak worker, but Miz can go. But my only issue with this match is if you're going to do a comedy match, I think you need to have 7 overall matches on the card because, like, you need to have a few extra world title matches because you do 2 matches for free on regular ESPN. Then you go and advertise the last 3 matches on the $30 on ESPN Unlimited. So you're basically selling $10 per match. And one of those matches is a comedy show match.
Really quickly, that's not the breakdown. So here's the thing. It's not $10 a match. I understand your point. You're not entirely wrong. But how TKO is trying to have you as the consumer and fans look at it is even if you're only watching WWE content this month, if you don't watch the kickoffs, you don't watch any of the extra stuff, just the PLEs, you've got 3 in May alone. You've got Saturday night's main event, Backlash, and then we've got Clash in Italy. So you've got at least, at the very minimum, 9 matches on a premium service for $30. So now, you
Premium,
know, it's
though, but you're only getting 3 matches on that.
But here's the thing. Now, the typical user is watching more than just WWE or more content on there. So they feel like you're getting your money worth overall. Is it expensive? I think it's too expensive, especially when we've been conditioned, one, to $9.99 for the WWE Network. Then
TKO
Peacock was free, basically, for all those years. Stooges. But I don't want you to it's not a WWE thing. It's a TKO thing, which they are one and the same, but they're not.
TKO is I won't blame, like, the actual WWE for that stuff. That's TKO being corporate stooges.
And it should all be on Netflix if you want, like, pay the fee for that. And I think that's like it is for international viewers. If you use a VPN, you watch it all on Netflix. That's where it should be. But I mean, splitting it up now, the CW is going to have the NXT PLEs, so you need cable for that. And then you're going to have like and on and on and on. You need Paramount Plus now for UFC.
Peacock?
No, that's I guess on ESPN now, from what I was understanding. We'll confirm that coming up, but yeah. There's just a lot of, I don't want to sound like I'm defending, and I'm just trying to clarify. So it's not $10 a match. Now you have 9 matches minimum for $30. So now it's, you know what I mean? Basically, roughly almost $3 a match if you're looking at it
still,
now,
I think
which still is not great, but
the individual PLE event alone, premium, I think there should be 7 overall.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that's premium. I think 5 is too
Their
little.
thought last night is that it's going to be streaming on, yeah, you're right, Peacock for exclusive in the United States. International, it'll be on the YouTube channel. Because they had it on YouTube at one point, and I guess they went back. So, yeah, we're still on Peacock for that one, and Yahoo Sports. Cool. And that's May 23rd, 2026 at the Allen County War Memorial. And that's not Cody and Gunther either. That's going to be a Clash in Italy. So I really wonder what they're doing with Saturday night's main event. It's got me questioning, you know, who, what, where, when, and why, and how we're going to head into things. But regardless, my friend, as I always say, I need to get that and a couple other of my repeated phrases into a shirt. So foregone conclusion, and regardless, I got to work on not saying that so much. Regardless, Mini Danhausen was confirmed, as you said before, as El Torito. Was cool to see him back. It's Masquerita Dorada and CMLL, and he's been wrestling in AAA.
I didn't realize he was
Sagrada.
Like, employed by WWE.
Yeah, he's in AAA. But it's really cool that they brought back the minis again. Like Triple H went up and John Cena, I guess, also was there. But Triple H said, I really like the way you guys put everything into the performance and we will use you again. And they were like, he really did say he'll use us again. We'll see what happens. But I was really happy. And they did. They did. So that was cool to see. The Mini Dan Spivey coming out to face the big one in the audience.
According to WWE, anyway. WWE says that.
Yeah,
YouTube, I don't know if is YouTube allowing that or just WWE.
We'll see. I mean, so let's head back into Backlash. Last night, at Backlash, we got some interesting occurrences. So we had Seth Rollins in his hantavirus mask coming out. You know, he had to make sure that he didn't go near the audience and get sick at all. He had his big black protective face gear on. I know it's supposed to look cool, but it looks silly to me. Choices. That's his choices. And
Jake, let's talk for you. Be honest.
What's that?
Be honest here. You were wearing one of those masks too.
Yeah, but mine didn't say Seth Rollins. It said Onidi rocks. So this way, when I went ahead and it folded in the middle, it just said Onidi cock. And, you fold the R. Still, this was the best match these two have had. I think they haven't faced each other yet, but I'm saying, like, in terms of Braun Breaker's career in the main roster, this is one of his better, or if not best, performances from him. He was very believable. As much as they had fumbles and botches, it made it more real. Like they both collide into each other at one point, and it looked like he was trying to do a snap or a fisherman suplex, and they both kind of fall to the ground, and he stands up and he stomps on Seth and he hits a standing moonsault, like just to hit it. One thing I do get tired of is his reliance and overuse of the Frankensteiner there from the top rope. The way he does it, yeah, it doesn't look great. Like he's not really whipping them. Like he's barely even using his legs. Like he grabs their head and it's just like you should see the thrown momentum. He's supposed to be using his legs and so strength focused, snapping you forward. And he doesn't even give the illusion of that. It looks like he's just rolling off of you, and then the opponent has to do all the work to cartwheel and flip over, tumble forward. I know it's a signature thing, but it just, to me, looks silly. It doesn't look effective. Yeah. It doesn't look like it hurts. I know what they're trying to do, but it's clunky. That Hurricane Rana should be a highlight. Like, oh my God, he spiked him. He almost broke his neck on that one. But instead, he doesn't hold them when he goes forward. So he lets go. So I get it's supposed to be like a quick snap version of it, like he's flinging them forward. But without the follow through, it's like there's no momentum, no oomph, no power behind it, and they just kind of tumble forward. Like I said, there's no snap, no intensity. It's the chin lock rest hold of Hurricane Rana's to me. And each one he delivered out of the 3 in a row, I think it was at that point, didn't look great. Like I said, one of his better performances, maybe not his best, but really up there. I think he and Punk was his best performance when he did that at Raw. But they did try to, beat the shit out of each other. Seth hit him with a buckle bomb that I thought hurt his neck legitimately at one point. I was worried about that. And Rollins superplexes Braun Breaker, but Breaker
not even actually sarcastically being worried, because we said this before the match yesterday, predicting these two for whatever reason their bodies are made of glass right now, so a lot of things just
we were that's what I'm saying, legitimately worried. And then the buckle bomb, I thought he might have gotten a stinger from, but he was okay at that point. And I loved this moment. Some people are like, wow, he didn't even sell the superplex. No, he used the momentum of it. Like it hurt his back, but Rollins superplexes Breaker, but Breaker holds on to him, follows through, and then hits him with the Falcon Arrow instead of Seth hitting it. And then Breaker powers him up and slams him to the mat. And I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? The crowd went nuts for it. And I thought it was a great steal and reversal. And he's got to get rid of the buckle bomb. It always seems to cause an issue. They even had a pedigree at one time that looked really rough. And again, Seth grabbed his arm straps and used it like a fucking thong to get leverage. Even if it did nothing for the pedigree, the visual of the wedgie and using the straps to wedgie swirly the man into your crotch and slam him down even harder.
Whoa.
That adds to it. That made it intense. Like camping, totally intense. And that's what we need more of. Maybe it did nothing to the move, but did it add to the visual of it? Yeah, because he's grabbing and ripping at him and pulling. And
it added to the vision.
Yes, the overall vision and the visual. And then Rollins eventually gets taken out by Logan and Theory. Oh, wait, they can't do shit. They can't do a fucking thing. No, I'm serious. They're donkey. Yeah, they're a bunch of donkeys.
Wow,
they're useless. Mean. No.
What?
That's not mean. I could have called them useless dipshits.
Who said what? Miles Bourne, are you there?
They're dumb twats.
Yeah.
They are. They do nothing. Logan is a great heel. In the Vision, he just gets his ass kicked and loses and gets beat by IYO SKY. That's for another time. Seth gets distracted, just as we predicted, the ultimate foregone conclusion. Check it off on my, bingo board. And basically, he goes for the stomp, but Breaker spears him in a great counter. This spear was the only spear I thought looked really effective and good. See there, right there, that's the moment he used him like a wedgie. And
it depends on how Braun Breaker executes it, because I think he's too fast for his own good sometimes. Whereas
so he does like a quick. He doesn't really want to fuck the person up, Cody. Yeah, you got it. So he dives at him, but then he does like a weird up and over tumble. Moose does that. Charlotte Flair does it. I don't like the tumble follow through of the spear. It doesn't.
I think they don't want
to.
They're too afraid that they're going to hurt their opponents. That's why those kind of people just like.
As where Ricky Saints weighs as much as my coffee cup sometimes, and yet he still like goes into you and brings you down to the mat. Yeet is another terrible.
I think you need to find a way, if you're going to do like spears, to execute it. Don't be afraid to make it look good, because sometimes you're
lay it in.
Try not to lay it in too much to get anyone hurt, then it just comes off bad.
Was this a true 5-star match? No, I'd give it like 3 3/4, which again, realistically, on a normal scale, is a good rating.
Well, yeah, because
like
I think if Seth Rollins is going to be in a match, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a good match. I've never heard of really a bad Seth Rollins match.
It wasn't 4-star. I need to show this to everybody, but it had some really good moments. I mean,
it was
3
just a
1/2,
fun,
3
good
3/4. And a really good opener to this show. It set the pace. I almost wish people would ignore that, the first hour is on free SP, because that's still the show. The show has started. Like it's all, whether it's free or not, you would still need cable to watch that. So it's still not free. And then on top of it, you need some form, nothing's free. And at least if it was on YouTube, then I could somewhat argue like, everybody's got some form of internet access already, but you're not paying extra for the cable. You're not paying extra for the packages and the subscriptions and this was a really good opener. It set the pace for the show, got people. The crowd was hot. They weren't amazing. They were like a 6.57 crowd. When they got to the opening introductions, all of that, the entrances, they were behind people. The conclusion, and a few of the big spots, but they weren't super loud throughout the entirety. They weren't as loud as I hoped they would be throughout
they had
all
their
of
moments, like the big parts of the match, how they played their part well, but they weren't
They felt more Tampa and less Performance Center.
That Raw in Texas a few weeks ago, that was one of the better crowds I've seen in a while, because they were literally into everything.
I think they were afraid Ice was outside waiting, so they wanted to enjoy their final moments, and they were just...
What?
No, I'm saying for their drinks in the concession stand. Or is it nice?
Yeah.
It's nice. Nice as ice. Now we go and skip ahead just a wee bit, Cody. Just a little bit. And I know we killed the gingerbread man subject, so we'll avoid that. But here we are at the conclusion.
No more bringing that up. I'm actually...
Everybody's tired of it. We got to the conclusion of it, and here it is. It's Trick.
I like it. Oh, yeah, man.
Trick Williams, and he's taken on Sami Zayn for the U.S. title. This is SmackDown's championship match for the show, and they did not disappoint. Sami Zayn was the heel. Like, anyone denying that he's a heel now is a drunk retard. I'm sorry, that must be said. And
I agree.
I love that YouTube, if you don't say things in spastic fits where it's like all you say, they allow you to throw out some of them cancel words again, as we pointed out. Last night's video still monetized. I don't know if it's shareable in the partner program, but it's still monetized, so we'll see. But apparently, that's why I wanted to test things. They still don't like bringing up El Presidente. That's one. The C word for viruses. There's a couple of minor things I've noticed, but...
Well, That one? Okay, but what about the boo? You know, you
The
get what I mean. That virus.
Yeah, that's been.
Can we say that?
Talking
That's
about
fine?
it. People are talking about it. So far, it's not been. I think if it becomes an issue, then YouTube will probably crack down because it's
becomes
got
an
a lot
issue
of
like 2020
misinformation.
where
Yeah. So I don't
you have
think
to
this is going to turn into that. Honestly, I really, because people forget that one was designed to be as contagious as possible. It was made that way. And for so long, if you thought that, you were a theorist and crazy. And then suddenly they just put out a report being like, yep, nope, it was made and it got out. And that's what happened. Sorry. You guys were right.
it is, and people tried to deny it, and like
they were using machine guns to doctors had machine guns in, I think it was China at that point, going around and locking people and welding them indoors. I'm like, yeah, that's not normal. We're headed to something not so great. So you might want to be prepared. With this, it doesn't seem that way. And if it is, oh dear, we don't want that to be the case, because this has a bunch of nasty things. But I said it is the Bufu fairy sneezing disease, because you got to be I think it was gay and butt fucking and sneezing to get this thing. So I think it passes through anal and then some sneezing, like droplets, but not, I don't think it has an airborne potential. So,
and if you rat yourself out,
or step in it, could always.
Is it contagious though?
Is it what?
Like very contagious? Like
I don't know. I don't want to be wrong, but here's the thing too. This is not a new disease. This is something we're very aware of.
That's been around, yeah.
Yes, so we may not have a cure, but they know of it. They've researched it for decades. Like the problem with the other one was that they didn't know, and that's why I feel like so many people.
That was one of the first cases with
on.
the other one, as you know.
Early.
I was actually.
It was scary, and that's why you still have asthma issues today. I swear, like that have worsened, and breathing issues because of the way they did treatments too.
Everything's gotten worse. Like my immune system's 10 times worse ever since having it the first time. If you remember, I was in the hospital for like over a week with that. Yeah, and being crazy, vented and all that stuff made people worse, and especially those with comorbidities. And I think people passed that didn't need to, but still. We're off the beaten path here. I just wanted to bring up that it seems like YouTube is lessening their stranglehold on what you say in free speech. Now that the thing is, like, not everything is immediately reviewed, and you have to be careful. And if you do have to challenge something, like, make sure it's appropriate, because you can end up getting struck and you don't want to lose your channel. But it is an AI that goes through the transcript, and if it deems anything as naughty, it's like then you can request a review manually, but it's not a guarantee. So you still want to be somewhat apprehensive and cautious. You don't want to, just be yelling threats from the rooftop. But at least now we don't have to sound like idiots and say unalive. Like, I hate that stuff. That bothers me so much. I don't know why it's such a tick. Back to Backlash. Backlash. This was a really good match. You're hearing Sami sucks as he starts off. The bell rings, and what do we get? Sami Zayn cheating like a mofo right away. I mean, he's starting off with the cheap shots, and then he basically backs Trick into a corner. He's chomping him, and Zayn ducks away and basically just kept running away from Trick. And eventually clotheslines him down, but it takes a while. We get the Sami sucks chants breaking out again. And at one point, you basically, you saw a little Yachty get his ass kicked. Trick stuffed his blue thunder bomb, which was really cool, and hit the bookend. I'm going through my notes more here. The spin kick was fantastically delivered. Sami Zayn hitting that DDT on the bottom half of the ring steps was painfully incredible. What a moment that Trick had to survive. You call it cinema?
Pretty damn close. Little Yachty hitting Zayn with the kendo stick was funny, and then Trick drops Sami with the spin kick, and that's when eventually Zayn has the freaking stick and just cracks him. Like, oh my god. right to the head and neck. That looked brutal. And
It looked a
eventually,
little gnarly.
yeah. And then little Yachty is like holding onto the barricade on the outside after getting his ass beat, and Zayn gets a running start and hits him with a fucking hell of a haluva kick. And damn, this was this was fun to see little Yachty get kicked in the back of the head. But that's when Zayn goes for the haluva kick again to Trick. Trick gets out of it, hits the trick shot, gets the cover. 1, 2, 3. What's going on, Kevin? What is a good match to great match? I would say this is very good. It was entertaining. I think the time length that they gave us, it was almost 13 minutes long. The story told of Trick having to survive Sammy's constant underhanded and cheating ways and his evil nature.
This is all I've asked for. This is all I've asked for is just a little more in-ring time for them to tell their stories. What we didn't get, especially on night 1 of WrestleMania.
Yeah, tell a competitive story.
Yeah, and they'll show off it was a really good match. I don't think it was great. Like, I'm not going to be blown away, but I would say it's like a 3.75. Maybe out of 5. Right, we rank it out of 5 stars for this.
Yeah, I mean that's typical for stars. I mean we can go out of 10 if you prefer it, but I usually give the show an overall. Like it's up to you, whatever. I was just going by stars because of the Meltzer stuff, but I mean our typical ratings, stars are just half.
This is like a 3.75.
So if you're doing that, then it's 6, 7.5 for you, basically, and that feels right. Like I could see it being a 7 for me, so like a 3.5 in that range.
Meltzer ratings though, like he's never given Kurt Angle a 5-star match. So.
I know. I mean, we usually go out of 10. I don't know what made me go to the 5-star fucking rating system, but
what do you want to go with? I'm fine with either way.
You just either have it or double it, either which way. So if we're going out of 10, you cut it in half. If you're going out of 5, we double it. So no matter what, we get the same scores.
All right.
But Danhausen eventually comes out after the Miz and Kit Wilson, and we end up getting the whole little cinema part of him engaging again the big box, and that made me chuckle. Like last time, it was such an issue. Now he's so over. And
some of the crowd did boo though for the reveal.
It was very minor. I think they were more like, "What's to come?" And he won those people over. So we got the mini midget Luchahausen as he chose to be addressed.
Having fun.
Yeah, Minihausen was out there, and Danhausen grabs him, throws him into the Danhausen mobile, and they took off to the ring. And wow, did they let this have time? And I expected it to be 3 minutes in and out. No, it was 12 minutes long. It didn't waste
how long they gave
didn't
it.
waste a second.
So this match was longer than most matches on WrestleMania Night 1.
Yes. And like I mentioned, this was their response to fan criticism, because they could have just stuffed in more commercials too, but overall there was like a 27% increase in match length. So credit where it's due. It should always be that way, but if it wasn't and they made a correction, I will say good job, in the sense of like, yeah, give us more of that, please. I'm not saying it's a good job because that's what it should be in the first place, but that's what it should be in the first place. But I do admit, hey, if they're going to listen to the fans at all, that's beneficial.
I agree. For this match, what do you want to go off? Out of 10 or 5 stars?
Yeah, out of 10. So you had Kit Wilson just trying to beat the hell out of the little guy, and he goes for a diving headbutt, and then the Minihausen sits up like Taker. And then Kit Wilson like crashes into the corner. It was hilarious. Like they had a bunch of comedy spots in this, but it made sense in the sense of like what they did in the match always worked. Miz could beat the shit out of the little guy, but it was when his ego or his hubris got in the way, and Minihausen would find a way to get a counter, get a Hurricane Rana, and then when he ever hit, who did he hit? Miz or was it Kit that he hit with the wasteland? Like he did
it was Kit.
It was Kit. Okay, he did the spinning airplane into the wasteland, and Wade freaking out on commentary about it. Like everything made it amazing. There's nobody here. He's okay.
Wade sold up perfectly.
Fun. Yeah, it was.
I hate how I'm gonna. I didn't like. See, here's what I'm gonna.
Well, he crushes. He kills Kit. Right, hits him with the wasteland, and then all of a sudden, Miz comes behind him, lifts him off the ground, high in the air, to go ahead and hit the freaking skull-crushing finale. So that was a brutal landing, and I was like, oh, they're going to beat Danhausen finally. 1, 2, no! Danhausen goes ahead and breaks it up, and this is after he got distracted by the curse. Danhausen comes in. We got the fire extinguisher spot. Was it like Laurel and Hardy and Three Stooges and Munsters? And it was silly. But it was funny, silly, and it worked. And he can't get the fire extinguisher to work, but now it works on him. And why would you spray yourself? Like, all of it's dumb, but it's funny. And it was just, I get people being turned off by comedy. But to me, if we're going on a straight up wrestling scale, yeah, this is going to get a lower score. But for entertainment factor, I would give this like 4 stars on the night scale. If we're going like actual in-ring and all that, it's a 2-star match. It's not really a match. Of course not. So I would give this an 8 out of 10. You know, an 8 out of 10 is where I would be in the range.
I think I was fun. Sports entertained a bit, but okay, see, I'll admit I was sports entertained, but I think like when you have only 5 matches on a show, like I don't think this kind of match fits. Unless if you had like 7 matches, I would be fine with this kind of style, like in the middle of the show.
Yeah,
but only that you have 5 matches. Now you only have 4 other real matches to tell.
So basically, your stance is, so I get it, like because there's less content overall, it really makes the comedy feel more weighted and stand out. It's not just a simple sports entertainment moment. It's a main focal point of the evening. As where before it was kind of not passable, but it was more just there for fun. Now it is an actual like planned spot. Yeah. This was advertised. This is. I just think it's a new direction for them. They are focused on comedy.
Get it. But theoretically, you would want like for your pay-per-view, like PLE. I still call it pay-per-view sometimes.
Whatever. It's all the same. But like, there's diehard fans out there arguing like this should be where the tag team spot is, and they're not wrong.
No,
you know,
I think there should have been a world title match with one of the women, right? Rhea versus JC, Liv versus. I don't know if Liv could have had an opponent because Stephanie's hurt. There's no time to build up.
They had Liv and JC over there. They could have done her and Fallon Henley. You know what I mean? Like they could have put anybody together at this point. They could have had 3-on-3.
Well, this match was replaced Liv and Stephanie, right?
Why not do the 6-woman tag you had on SmackDown with Fatal Influence? But
yeah, that's what I was
do it against Judgment Day. Do it against Judgment Day on the pay-per-view. Maybe that'll be Saturday night's main event. Who knows? But I get your point. They needed more.
Alexa and Rhea versus Judgment Day?
No. Do Fatal Influence versus Judgment Day, you know? And
that could be fun.
Yeah, exactly. And you get them 3 versus them 3. It's all
was this match originally supposed to be on the show, or did this actually replace Liv and Stephanie?
No, nothing was. It was always Danhausen. This was set. And I think fans only booed because they expected Punk or Jelly Roll, or like everybody was reporting those names. So fans had their expectations set because
people
reporters out there had it reported that it was confirmed to be Jelly Roll. Remember? Confirmed to be Jelly Roll. So we're like, okay, it's Jelly Roll. That's interesting. I guess it works because he has a history with Miz and Kit, but it was confirmed 100% confirmed to be Jelly Roll. So you wonder why fans get upset when this little guy comes out and you're like, well, that's just a son of a bitch. That's not Jelly Roll. That's a quarter roll.
You know something though? Okay, people were wrong then because I know Dirt Sheet said this was originally supposed to be the. Did I cut?
No, you're good.
Okay, this was originally supposed with 11 steps.
Now you cut out. You didn't until you said it. Hold on. Now you're breaking up. We'll see when it clears up.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Are we good now?
Sounds like it. We'll see how long it holds out.
Okay. But I was saying, so The dirt
Excuse me,
sheets,
sir.
like I believe Fightful and Body Slam said this match was replacing Liv and Stephanie, but this proves I'm wrong because wasn't Liv at a rodeo last night? And doesn't WWE schedule that far in advance those events for them
And Stephanie's injured.
to be at those?
She's been injured since before Mania. Like, that's why their match was short. It wasn't Liv being injured. It was just Stephanie. Liv had the bump
people
on her
said that
head
Liv-
and shit, but Liv was not injured. That's
People
why
said that
Liv
she
was able to
she wanted
wrestle
to
the
go
next
there
night.
herself, but I believe WWE sent her there for promotion. I don't
I'm
think
sure,
she was just there.
but I'm sure she wanted to go
Rodeos.
and went for promotion. You know, could have been a dual fold.
Yeah, because
thing.
she loves animals, but oh my God forbid, dude, some people retweet that too much.
People went nuts about that because, you know, oh my God, rodeos are cruelty and whatever. Then we talked a lot about IYO SKY and Asuka. What did you give Danhausen? Yeah, what's your score?
Okay. Sorry, people. Okay. It's like a mix here because, like, I think because you have so many little matches, I think there's no time and place for this because of the amount of matches you have. But I did laugh. I was sports entertained. So I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10.
That's fair. I mean, it's not a 10 for me, but I probably would give it more like a 7 than an 8. I feel like that's fair. I'm going
which is fine. Like, no, this match, like, this isn't like embarrassing to me. I know people like JD, like, you have the right to your opinion, but said this is the downfall of the company. This is WCW 2000s. Like,
El Torito did a great job. Everything he performed in the ring, like, none of it ever gets to the point of like the Fiend where, oh, the lights are really going out and they're doing it, little pyro poofs, but they're not like, the curse thing is silly, but it's you know what I mean? Like, it's not ever to the full realm of like fuckery where it ruins everything happening. It's a cloning machine. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's supposed to make you laugh. And the fact that the little guy came out and then they had multiple little men come out and all of them attack. It was funny. It's nothing else. The live crowd loved doing the "you are cursed" thing, so they booed initially, but once Torito got in there and Minihausen it up, the crowd went nuts for him. This is awesome. You were great. All, you know, Danhausen. They chanted Minihausen. They chanted Minihausens. I mean, they really got into the curse, you are cursed. Like, they got into it after they got over, oh, it's not Punk. It's not. He will team with Punk. He will do something with R-Truth. He will. All in due time. It was El Torito doing it, you know, Mascarito, Serrata, whatever, whatever.
And the ending of that match was hilarious of the Danhausen thing. So
yeah,
I was sports entertained. Okay, so it was innocent, but I think you get what I'm saying, right? Like, my only issue is, like, there was only 5 matches on this show.
Yeah, exactly. So
I don't know. But even if there was 5 matches without the comedy thing, I would still been bitching anyway because I think that's still too little. So I don't think that's really a fair argument here. But
it's, you know, it is, but it isn't. That's the problem. But at least you realize and admit, like, that's what's up.
I think middle of the road argument because, like, it's with this kind of stuff, it's really good to just be you either like it or you don't.
Yeah. I mean, that's really what it does come down to. So
we're on IYO and Oscar. I'm yapping.
No. I mean, we went through. We just got to give scores, but the match itself was absolutely fantastic. They wrestled really hard. There was a lot of heart. You could see they both kind of got shook by the "We Want Kyrie" chants. It got louder the second time, and then Asuka kind of took control and was able to distract the fans enough to stop the chant. But you saw it stop her in her tracks with IYO the first time. These two brawled all over the place, fighting on the broadcast table, and that's when Asuka hit her with the mist, and basically she blocked it with the table from the announce table. Like, that was a really innovative spot. Like, all right, that's cool. And then she hits her with a big moonsault. You know, IYO is just on top of her game. She emoted a bit too much for me. She gets into the silliness with the fans and doing and all the silly stuff. But stop emoting. And thank you so much. Happy Mother's Day to all the amazing moms out there. I'll let my wife know as well. Unfortunately, she had to work today, poor thing. But yeah, thank you indeed. Tubi Network, Terrell, we appreciate it. Hopefully you're doing well. We're hanging in there. So hopefully you're doing well also. And happy Mother's Day, like we said, to all the loving moms out there. You keep us going round. Behind every decent man is an amazing woman. And that's
I'm just going to keep trolling
so.
on Twitter now. I think that's more fun instead of taking things serious. Now I think I'm just that's going to be my new thing.
Just make yourself happy. Don't drive yourself insane. They gave these women 19 minutes.
This is something I want to say. I think that's actually good advice, ladies and gentlemen, because sometimes you can take yourself too seriously, and then at the end of the day, it is wrestling. So what's that arguing?
When I say these comments, I'm glad you see it.
Show.
I'm not telling you literally not to watch, but I've taken many breaks. I'm taking a break from AEW currently. I'm burnt out on the fucking Death Riders. I hate what they're doing with Will Ospreay. I despise. I deal with seizures. I pass out. I deal with all sorts of health issues. Him faking the numbness and paralysis, and I don't want it in my wrestling. And that's just one of many issues. So I'm taking a break. I'll catch the highlights, but I did this with WWE as well. I got burnt out for WrestleManias 38 and 39. I watched not live. Those were the first two that I watched delayed, and it was because of health issues as well. But I wasn't I have to meet it. I was watching YouTube highlights instead of watching week to week. I was tired of the bloodline. I didn't give much of a shit about Lesnar. So for 38 especially, Cody at 39, I was like, he's not going to win. This is going to keep going. And I think I was the only one that thought that at that point.
I don't think I could ever take a break from it because I think that's just been in my life now for
no, I get it. But for me, I needed to walk away. There was too many things making it not enjoyable. So that's when I got more into AEW, and that's when I got more into TNA, and that kind of thing. I found other wrestling even with WWE when I was in 2025 towards, I forget which point it was, but there was which part wasn't so great, but there was a really, rough point. And that's when I started to watch things like JCW and just to be entertained. Is it good wrestling? Usually not, but the stories are funny. I'm rooting for Stephen Flo and cocaine. Come on. That's what I love about wrestling, is the ability to be entertained. And one of the things WWE didn't do for a long time that I feel like they're doing that AEW kind of stopped doing is something for everybody. There's tag team, there's women's, there's multi-person, there's men's, there's, they have some lucha things. They've got some comedy. They've got some hardcore. They've got some, they've got a little bit of everything, I feel like, right now for everybody. They had hardcore elements even with stuff at Mania, and I feel like they're giving a smorgasbord of options, and if they lessen the ads a bit, not even so much the stuff in ring and all that as much as it bothers me, but the actual break ads, and I think one of the things that would help is to shorten entrance times. As much as I am an entrance sucker, I love entrances.
Especially nowadays, since the fucking theme songs suck and it sounds like.
But that's besides the point. Even if it's my favorite theme, even if we're going to listen to, Cody come out at that time, whoa, it's going to be. Most of people, you look at the Attitude Era, Austin was in the ring in 8 seconds, and then he went to the four corners, and it was a 45-second. The Rock, if you goes up one turnbuckle. Did the smell? Years went on, it got slower and slower. The only one that had a very drawn-out entrance at that point was The Undertaker. And for a while, that wasn't the case.
It was unique.
Yes, but most people had you get to the ring, and sometimes you had to wait for the song cue to hit, break it down, and then you came out. So there was 20 seconds from, meow, break it down. You had to wait for that cue to hit or something. But everything moved constantly. Kane had his orchestra stuff before. Went to the pyro goes up, yeah. But everybody made it to the ring. Hello, ladies, to the ring. Oh, you didn't know? You made it to the ring. Now, every entrance just about goes on for Romans is 6 minutes at times on a TV. And you wonder why it's like, oh, now we have to have a 4-minute commercial break when we're trying to watch the match or the ad time. Well, because they had to show every minute of the entrance because people complain the most if they cut those off, to the point where they only showed 3 of the stars entering a 6-man tag match because they're so long. Like, and I get it, Mania, you know, you want a special entrance, but this happens. I like, there's ways for them to save time and add it to the matches, if you get my point. There really is.
I agree.
And they didn't need to show as many certain recaps. And I know you got people coming in that probably haven't watched the first hour. That's a good time to recap.
You know what's funny?
9. You don't need it every 20 seconds.
Video packages.
Yeah.
WrestleMania, there was no video packages at all besides the main event. And Danhausen had
not
a
at
long
all.
video package.
And it's not even like they either had commercials or the "We'll be right back" music. That was it. There was no in between at all. That was the best part of Mania for some years, and especially the years where I was like not watching faithfully, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what the story is here. Why are JBL and Rey Mysterio feuding? What's going on here? Oh, I get it now. We didn't get that. There was no my way or the highway.
Nowadays, the worst thing you can say sometimes on Twitter is you still hear, remember, wasn't it like the summer of last year, and I'm still hearing it from today, about someone turning face, and then, oh my God, I thought I'm never going to hear the end of that.
Yeah, exactly. Like that.
To
that
this
haunted
day,
you for a long time.
Still, I get mad.
I'm curious what people's ratings of Backlash was and their favorite, you know, overall.
The IYO SKY rating. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10 in ring-wise.
I'm right there with you. So 4 stars.
8 out of 10.
Feels fair, feels appropriate.
Amazing.
Yeah,
like
really damn good match.
I think I would go back and watch.
Almost a 20-minute affair. They hug each other. People are like, oh my God, it ended with a hug. Ugh. Knowing that, how did you not pick up? Like, they're done. Like, she's done. I almost said they, but she's done. You could see her never be emotional like this ever. She's never really cried or shown vulnerability. Just like Lesnar cried legitimately in the center of the ring, and now we know why. They wanted him again to restructure, and they wanted him to do more matches, and they wanted him to wait and do a longer thing with Gunther, and he kept telling him, I'm sick, I'm hurt, I want to go home and go to my farm. I'm not doing it. And he ended up taking it into his own hands. So we'll see what happens there with the lovely WWE or TKO corporate lawyers. Dangerous, Cody. It is. It's dangerous. But yeah, as far as Backlash goes, I am, you know, we still got to talk about the main event, but I am in agreement with a 4-star, you know, 8 out of 10 for the ladies. And I don't mind that it ended with a hug. Everyone's like, oh, she should have blindsided her. She should have, like, at first I was expecting it. Like I said, I thought that's what was going to happen.
But if she's like leaving, like, why do that for no build up?
Exactly.
What do you want this to be, Randy and Cody again?
Yeah. Why have her do it at all? Like, what's the point?
I want to get into the main event though.
We are. So we get to the men, and
I'll be quite honest with you. I don't know if I
Roman
liked
and
it.
Jacob. I
like the match overall. I think I didn't like the ending there where Jacob Fatu just like got up immediately after getting pinned, no sold everything, and just started beating up Roman. And then the Tongan death grip, like they made that a whole vocal point of like this is dangerous. This is one of the most dangerous things in wrestling. And Roman during the match was like, yeah, get that off me. Yeah, so, easy work.
I think there was something like 6 or 7 Superman punches. Because he hits him with the big boot, hits him with the Superman punch, does it on the apron, does it after the big boot again, tries to hit him with it. Then off the ropes, he hit the Superman punch. That was a 2 count. Then he did it after with the Samoan drop that Jacob hit and all of that. And Fatu hit the double jump moonsault. And basically, Michael Cole ruined it anyways with a call being like, oh, there's going to be a new champion, maybe. And then, obviously, anytime you say that, it's not it. And then again, after the Tongan death grip, he hit him with the Superman punch when he popped up. And then he hit him again. And then he got him with the spear. And then he hit him one more. So it's like 6 or 7 Superman punches. how many spears? Like, I know people do. I think it's like 8 from Roman. 1, 2,
Spears.
3, 4. Yeah, I think no, I don't think it's 8. I think it's 4 or 5, but could be even 6.
No
Point
selling
being,
everything though.
Roman, and I know every wrestler has a certain moveset that they do and all of that, but I feel like Roman has 4 options and it hasn't ever changed. Him wrestling as a face or the heel has been the same. The heel just slowed down. The face used to wrestle a bit more. And like my wise lawyer says, my wise man, all that's missing is his vest. You know, that Roman Reigns shield vest, that protective plate. It wasn't a bad match, but Roman is very, very, very formulaic. And without a veteran like Punk to push him to do other things, I feel like, and whoever the producer was then to make it bring more out of Roman, we basically, I feel like, got rinse and repeat throughout this entire main event.
I know he can do one dive, right? What's that dive called that he does sometimes?
I forget.
Outside the ring.
Yeah, it's like a suicide dive, but you know.
Yeah.
We could say it.
Most wrestlers can do that though, so.
Yeah, there's no more unalive. We're going for it. Basically, Fatu goes for the dive right away, and what happens? Roman stops it, and then Jacob hits the Tongan death grip, and that's when we get the Superman punch, and again, it's like, oh, we get back in OTC.
But the Tongan death grip was like made to be like this deadly thing, like so it dangerous, like no one.
Thank you, Cody. It should have built to it the entire time. It should have been the escalation to him either trying and failing to land it or not using it until the moment where it was like, oh shit. And then, but instead he hits it and he doesn't just land it and sink it in. He does it 3 times and Roman gets out of it like it's no big deal 3 times. The first time, he's got it in and basically Roman just backed him into the ring post. That was it. And I'm
I
like,
didn't like that. I was not a fan of that shit. That turned me off in the match.
Yeah. I mean, he does it again and he does
I
some
think the right
headbutts to get
won,
out of it.
Like there was just an issue with me with that whole thing. You made that the main part of the story and then he's just getting out of it.
Then he reapplies the death grip and finally he lets it go so he can powerbomb Roman through the broadcast table. But he let it go. The guy was going to pass out, but you let it go to put him through the table. Then he licks his fingers and he goes for the death grip again. And Roman basically gets hit, starts to fade, and then all of a sudden comes out of it and is able to headbutt him and work his way out. So now that's the 4th one. Now Reigns basically hits him with a Superman punch, and then he hits him with a spear. Gets a 2 count. He asks the ref, is that a 2 count? And when he's talking to the ref, Fatu comes behind him and gets the, what did I say, 5th now, Tongan death grip. Roman reaches out, grabs the ref, and is able to pull himself forward. Then he grabs the turnbuckle and removes the pad, right? And he pulls off while the hold is still happening. And the ref grabs the turnbuckle covering from Roman, and that's when Roman drives Jacob's head into the exposed turnbuckle, and the ref sees it clear as fucking day. And I mean clear as fucking day. He's like, sees it, says nothing. Then Roman runs, spears him, pins him 1, 2, 3. 15 seconds short of the ladies' match, 18-15.
Not my favorite, man. I honestly, if we knew any better about how the in-ring matches were going to be, I would have just had Asuka and IYO main event.
So what it felt like, honest to God, is I had 2 broken gaming controllers. These work, but still 2 broken gaming controllers that only could do 4 buttons. And so I was going to play as Roman here, and I could Superman punch, I could spear, and I could cheat a little bit in front of the ref. And then when this guy with Jacob, I can do a Tongan death grip, I can do the moonsault, and I can do maybe a fucking another Tongan death grip. You know, like that's what it felt like.
Seemed like wrestling in the video game.
It felt that way. Like they both just had specials unlocked, unlimited finishers, and they did nothing else.
I'm not the only one that disliked. Okay.
Jacob hit all of his specials and his Samoan drop, the double jump moonsault, the Tongan death grip, over and over and over again. Roman did the big boot, the spear, the Superman punch, like he over and over and over again. I'm losing my voice. That was it. It was asked to me because how is Roman in the top
the
spot?
Bloodline story. It's kind of.
It's not a great story to begin with. Oh, you're not ready for the title. Oh, I'm ready. Then he proves he's not ready because he snaps and is emotional and no, I can't be down 1 point. He's emotional and he's upset and he attacks the referee and he, puts the Tongan death grip on everybody and everybody runs out and Fatu holds up the belt. And it's like, this could have been a really good main event, but instead the story is the guy snapped, couldn't control his anger, and then got taken out by one turnbuckle hit that the ref allowed again. Unless they come out and say the ref's in cahoots with Roman and this is like a known thing, what the fuck are they doing? Roman did this at Mania. He hit Punk with the goddamn stairs and busted him open.
I'm assuming now after last night, Jacob Fatu's the heel, right?
Even though Roman acts like it and Jacob,
yeah,
I don't know. Jacob should be the heel essentially. Like,
but at the same time, Roman should probably be the heel too.
I know. Like that's what's troubling.
Both
about
of them
all
should
of
be
this.
the heel.
It's so
They should both be
frustrating.
heels.
They don't.
Jake, maybe it's a brand new day. Please tell me how Roman Reigns is a face. Got a new answer?
They don't make a ton of sense, bud. And that's
I want to know how Roman Reigns is a face. Someone, please, someone out there tell me how Roman's a face.
I wish I knew. He's conceited. He's narcissistic.
The guys are all of a sudden are okay with teaming with him. Cody, Punk have teamed with. Everyone's just okay with teaming with him now.
I would give this main event like 2.5 stars, a 5 out of 10. Like it wasn't the worst ever.
I was gonna say that too. I was gonna say around that middle 4 or 5 out of 10. I'm gonna give
Roman has two things going for him. He's popular, so he has aura. He has, he comes out. Who's right? He comes out. He's got charisma. But he doesn't cut amazing promos. He cuts every now and again one damn good promo. He had some great ones with Punk, but then again, since then, I'm not saying he's bad on the mic.
Like perfect look wise, Vince McMahon's main event superstar Roman Reigns would be one of those things that pops out.
Yeah, he'd be as close to it as you could have, and. So I always like when the PLEs were about 3 hours for NXT. I was fine with that. NXT, you'd have like 5 matches, 3 hours, get in, get out. So I guess I've been conditioned for years now to enjoy that format as well. I really like the takeovers and all of the PLEs that they've had in NXT where starts at 8, you're done before 11. It's usually like you're 7 to 10, kind of idea. You had it done in less than 3 hours. It was 5 really good, built, solid matches with really good outcomes and stories. And NXT hardly ever disappointed at the PLEs, so you would leave excited as well. I enjoyed this show, but the main event did not leave me excited. I am not looking forward to a rematch that the main event finish created, and the finish was disappointing. The match was disappointing.
I agree. This
being the main event was disappointing. And I guess I'm happy they didn't have a shit ton of interference. No Usos, Solo, Sikoa, Royce Keys.
I'm happy for that too. I'm just tired with the...
But that's coming. It's coming. And out of 2 hours and 50 minutes...
Who's he going to be with?
It seems like he's, the good guy siding against... like with Jacob and against Roman, but now I'm not sure because they're pointing Jacob as a heel. Yeah, so I don't know. It's confusing, and that's the problem. And then you've got SmackDown and Raw people joining, and everybody's all over the place, and it's a muddy, muddled mess. I really don't know what to make of all of it. I would give it a 5, like I said, 2.5 stars, 5 out of 10. Like, it wasn't the worst thing by any means, but I really liked the Trick match. The Seth match was decent. Danhausen was really fantastic, and so was Asuka. So Asuka, Danhausen, and Trick were really good.
I'm going to give the show overall I think, because the storylines weren't there for me, but the in-ring was good. So I'm going to give this a 5.5 out of 10.
What did you give the main event?
A 5 out of 10.
Okay, you were with me, so 2.5 stars. So you would basically line up at like a 6 out of 10 then, if you. Yeah, and I think I'm at a 7 out of 10. I believe,
maybe for Backlash,
and I believe that's where we're at. So
I think that's fair. I think we're fair.
Yeah, absolutely. So I feel like that is certainly a fair rating, really, honestly. I feel like that's justified, and some people will shit on it. But
a hurrah show. It wasn't like a show.
It wasn't.
I would describe it a little better than middle of the road.
It was better than a typical Raw or SmackDown, but thank you. The banana hat my wife made. So she had it made for Christmas, I believe it was. But yeah, we give that a fair 7, and I feel like that's basically as fair as it can be. I really try to be critical when needed. I try to be fair and practical, but overall, if something is not great, we'll call it out, and we'll let it be known. Backlash, Tampa, Florida, and Lucha Libre on YouTube was Lucha Libre. I've still got to watch AAA, but
SmackDown reviews here with Jake. Jake calls it out too, and Jake and I bashed SmackDown for the most part on yesterday's review. We kind of we both overall shut on the show.
I forget what we gave it. It wasn't a good. It was like a 3 out of 10. I only liked.
Yeah, I gave it like a 2 out of 10. You gave it a 3 out of 10. We gave it horrible ratings.
Saturday night's main event is said to have 4 segments. So 4. I don't even know if it's 4 matches, but 4 segments. It's going to be in Knoxville, Tennessee, the night after, or 2 nights after, for the episode of Raw. So, WrestleTix reported that 9,216 tickets have been distributed, and the event is set up for 10,320. So at this time, I guess it said 1,100 were available, but I see only 183 tickets available. The cheapest ticket or get-in price is $66.80. So they have lowered the base lowest tickle me Elmo prices, as I called them. You don't have to pay the exorbitant Christmas fees to go anymore. You're not, robbed and raped and pillaged of your wallet to go to a wrestling event. I used to remember when we could go as a 4-pack for $75, but yeah. Tonight I am doing my 2B movie and A&E wrestling. There you go. And this Saturday morning, it's my niece's birthday. Hey, happy birthday to your niece then. That's awesome. Woot woot indeed. But yeah, they also have, like I said, the Raw, the what is it? After that, and that's going to be Raw tomorrow, the 11th, is $94.95 a ticket. So that's not bad. And that's going to be in Knoxville. So very cool. But overall, we'll see what happens with Saturday night's main event. And basically, they're saying, what happens now? Where do we go from here? Where do we go moving forward? And I agree. It's like we've had quite a miserable experience at times with night 1 of Mania, and other things got better, but it took a while to get there. And unfortunately, Night 2 got better, but it's still emblematic of all of the problems with TKO at this point in time. So there is an issue, you know, we know it. We're not blind to it. We know what's happening, but we do call out the unfairness, and I don't know how they're able to restructure deals right now. I failed to see how that is actually legal. I guess they can do what they want with a 90-day notice, but still, to me, that's absolutely insane. I still can't fathom it. I mean, how you're able to just go ahead and be like, oh, by the way, I'm changing how much you're getting paid. If you don't accept it, you're gone. Especially when it's in a period of where you've agreed upon a set amount of money, and basically it's like, oh, well, what's the point of a contract anymore? Like, what's the point of any of it? What are you getting out of it? Because now you're literally going ahead and signing these big deals, but yet they can revoke I mean, I guess they could let you go at any point in time, but it used to be like, oh, at least we have protections and things that, you know, keep us going. Well, now it's like, oh, they could just change it. They could just go ahead and decide, hey, we don't feel like that any of this is worthwhile, and your character is not currently connecting the way we want it to. So let's go ahead and say that you're no more. Yeah, it's worrisome.
You know, it's crazy how WWE TK like have like that power, like where they're in full control. Like, you can't leave if you want to, but we can just release you out of the blue.
Yeah.
It's all fucked.
That's what's baffling. And AJ Styles, like, I don't know the facts, but I know Asuka's pretty much done, and she will be a Hall of Famer. And she's not been released, but I know we didn't talk about Cena's announcement, but I feel like that is just, it's barely an announcement. He's going to have a show like Saturday night's main event. It's going to be a tournament where people can win, but even if you lose the tournament, you could still win if the fans vote for you. So it's a popularity contest that's probably going to be broken. Yeah, none of this really makes a ton of sense, and I don't know what they're going for here.
What's the point of the matches?
John Cena Classic.
Is it a men and women's, or is it just a men's? Like, it's one night, right?
Yeah. I don't know if there's a tournament that leads up to it. You know, I'm genuinely.
Are you imagining it's a men and women's tournament?
I picture it's, both sides going to be represented, and
because you mentioned like Sol Ruka and stuff like that.
Yeah, and apparently Liv Morgan is even now facing the thought of her not being a wrestler much longer. And now she's talking about over the past few days, focusing on her Hollywood ambitions. She got done saying that, I look at someone like Dave Bautista. I might be in the early stages compared to those big names, but my groundwork is clearly being laid. And she said, WWE remains my focus now. I'm not going to be walking away anytime soon. But even though I just signed a long-term deal with the company, I don't know what remains as me being seen as a major priority in WWE's eyes. So she's worried now that she's not viewed as a top person.
Especially with this TKO stuff.
Yeah.
I think they view her as one.
I mean, they do, but everybody's replaceable. I mean, they were even getting pushy with Roman. Body Slam is saying they won't release the reason, but retirement is not what's going on with Asuka, and she's out for personal reasons. Yeah, like I said, it's all over the place. We've heard so many confirmed and unconfirmed things, and now it's only part-time, and she's not fully gone. She's a part-timer, and then what does this mean? And allegedly, her deal was restructured.
So in a few years,
issues.
Who knows how WWE is going to be in a few years? Because, like you just said, Liv looks probably to be trending towards that part-time stuff too.
Yeah, before landing Bad Lieutenant Tokyo, she appeared in the Kill Room and she was on Chucky, but now apparently she's had multiple offers that she's had to turn down due to WWE, and now she's thinking about considering taking those smaller appearances because it may help her gain experience while slowly building her credibility with the entertainment industry. So we may not see her too much longer. It could be a couple years and she's done thing, because they seem to not want to keep women too far into the 40s. That seems to be what, like, logically. Mickey James, you're gone.
Becky,
like
Charlotte,
just people over and over. You're good. Even them, I guarantee, are going to be gone when they get to a couple years from now. It's happening. It's absolutely going to happen. Charlotte's on her last leg, I feel like. Not her choice, in WWE's eyes. I'm telling you right now, mark my word, Charlotte in another 2 years will be gone.
Ooh.
I feel like that's a fact.
So people Rick, like Becky, sadly, Charlotte, and Liv, though, if they're going to be gone in a few years, Becky, Charlotte, and Liv, do you see them on like Legends kind of contracts? So they don't go anywhere else?
Possibly. I mean,
do you see them on
like, I could see them getting offered, like, you stay, we'll put you in the Hall of Fame, but how much realistically longer do you want to wrestle for? And when you get to be like 44, you start to think about retirement.
Young, huh? She's only 30 or something, right?
I know.
She might retire young.
It's possible. And I guess Roman
I think the difference is with her, because they might be done with her at an earlier age, because she's already been around for like 10 years on the main roster.
And TKO said they didn't remove Liv or Roman. They didn't remove Liv from this event, and they didn't remove Roman from Night of Champions, because neither were ever scheduled to be there. Take that what you will, but it says right here, the early references appear to have been provisional. That distinction matters. It shifts the narrative from speculation to a simple matter of scheduling. So neither names were ever actually, they might have been considered in promotional graphics, but that doesn't matter. They're not advertised to be there. They show on like the SmackDown graphics, everybody that's on the roster, but it doesn't mean you're going to see everybody at that show. So if it says specifically like this is the card, that's a different story if they're advertised, but there's so many misconceptions and, things like that. Apparently, funny enough, one of the most unexpected highlights obviously came with Minihausen, and reports suggest the persona was never positioned for a long-term run, and Backlash was the character's final WWE appearance, making it more of a throwaway segment and more of a subtle farewell. Okay, I guess, that they're not going to be using them much further. And we got to see what happens with Jacob Fatu. Asuka's final moment, the crowd recognized the stakes and responded, obviously, with the energy that she put out. And it passes her torch to IYO, obviously. Kevin Owens.
She probably wanted that on her way out. So IYO putting away.
Kevin Owens is advertising shows coming back to his hometown and saying to, hey, be there, kind of with a wink involved, and how he's really missed everybody. So supposedly he'll be back at the time after SummerSlam. So that would be great. I would love to see him return so long as he's healthy. And they're going over Asuka's like top 10 matches in her career. And number 10, they said Asuka versus Nikki Cross on NXT. Let's go into the $10 billion studio so you could see along with me here, right? Let me move myself out of the way here. Number 9, Asuka versus Emma at NXT TakeOver London. That was a great match. Number 8, a lot of it's going to be NXT, I bet. But Hell in a Cell, Asuka, Becky, and Bianca. That was a really good match, too, that triple threat. 2022, and that was like a 19-minute match. The Kabuki Warriors versus IYO and Rhea at Crown Jewel last year. Yeah, that was a good match. What else we got?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My Wi-Fi is shitting the bed again today, so
I hear that. That's been a common thing. Happened to you. Happened to It was Kevin Owens supposedly coming back around or near SummerSlam Trek. So that'll be great if Kevin Owens is healthy enough to return. He advertised a few different shows coming directly to his hometown area and was kind of like a wink and a nod saying, I've really missed you all and you should be there kind of thing. The be there.
Oh.
So be there or be there. I would be happy too, but see, that's why I love being able to look at the live chat. I try to interact with everybody as much as my mentally handicapped ass can. Asuka and Charlotte and Rhea, the triple threat at WrestleMania Backlash 2021. Hell of a great match. We had Asuka versus Ember Moon at NXT TakeOver Orlando. Yes, that was a really good one. That's when Ember Moon came back on the bike and was trying to look like a badass. Asuka and Rhea Ripley on Raw, September 22nd, 2025. Yes, I remember that one. That was recent. That was a damn good match. And remember, Rhea couldn't quite get it done. And you were like, oh, who's going to get it? And then finally Rhea won. And you're like, shit, damn, that was excellent. Right here, the Women's War Games, Survivor Series 2023. You saw Asuka with Bayley, Io, and Kairi Sane as Damage Control lost to Becky, Bianca, Charlotte, and Shotzi. That was a fun one. That's their War Games match. Then we had Asuka versus Becky versus Charlotte at TLC 2018. I wonder what the number one match is going to be. I don't know. I didn't look. I would have thought it's got to be NXT. It's got to be her and Io in NXT, maybe? You have any thoughts on Asuka's best match? These are by star ratings, but...
Is it one in NXT with, I don't know, like Bayley?
Let's find out. Imaginary drum roll. It is Asuka versus Ember Moon. Oh, this is the one I was thinking of, I believe. Yeah. At TakeOver Brooklyn 3. Yeah, this got 4.5 stars. This was awesome. Asuka retained and whew, that was a hell of a match. Go back and check that out. But as bad as some of her promos were, Asuka certainly leaves a great legacy. It's upsetting to see her go, you know. We'll see what happens. You know, Reigns defeats Jacob Fatu, John Cena Classic announced, but they're pretty much, you know, in line with everything that happened. ESPN not really putting out any great need-to-know information. We're hearing Roman was never set to be at Night of Champions, and he's supposed to supposedly be at Raw. But we'll see what happens this Monday night. Like I said, you know, it's an unfortunate situation, and we're going to see who else gets restructured, moved around, adjusted. I mean, we're hearing it's certainly, I don't think it was an injury thing because she was able to wrestle and she was able to compete last night. She's been competing. Things have been going well on that end for her. It could be some type of, you know, personal issue. You never know. But all in all, it seems like it's just the restructuring of things that didn't work. And yeah, I hate
restructuring. Fuck it.
You and me both. Asuka's, you know, apparently
think about doing that to my contract.
Well, we did restructure you a few times. That's why your money was being sent to Liz for a while. But now we just plug her Twitch, twitch.tv/DJAnime2016. And that about covers it, you know, so not too bad. But oh, she still gets half of your check. Sorry, I was close.
Oh.
Hey, Jake Hager's returning to the ring at WWC Anniversario 53. I don't know where the fuck that is. That's interesting. This is at the Roberto Clemente Coliseum in San Juan. All right, that's interesting. It's not with Power Slap, so we'll see what the hell that's all about. WWC Anniversario 53. I'm looking for more information. It's a professional wrestling card that is annually held by Puerto Rican promotion World Wrestling Council. to commemorate its anniversary. Interesting. So they're doing one in 2026, and we don't have any announcements except that Jake Hager will be wrestling there. Wow. It's like Triple Mania 96. You know, that's the same idea. So
remember when you liked him as Jack Swagger when he was like the mentor of Michael Cole?
Yes.
You were telling me about that.
Yes, that was a funny little bit of segment. They had something slightly working there. People are here just because he was such a dick, and Carlos Colon's Carlito's dad's promotion. I thought so, but I am also, again, very mentally handicapped, so it's too much stuff to remember. Now I'm down by 6. I needed Pico's help hours ago. I should have been, not cooking and cleaning and doing stuff for the kid. I should have been studying. So, damn me. I should have been picking up on this. I still,
dare you?
I know. I'm sorry. I keep fucking it up. I just keep fucking it up. Cody, we got an exciting Monday Night Raw tomorrow. I've not heard much about it yet, though. Just that it's going to have the backlash from Backlash.
Wow, backlash from Backlash.
I mean, the backlash from Backlash.
Then SmackDown Friday, which will have Backlash, not in a good way, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's the backlash from Backlash.
From Backlash.
I don't know what they're doing with Raw. It just says Fallout from.
They usually have something announced by now, no?
Typically, but as of right now, all I see is Fallout from Backlash.
Remember when they used to have multiple matches announced the week prior?
Yeah, they used to have things. I mean, they're usually better about it, but as of right now, I see they're in the Food City Center in Knoxville, Tennessee. They will host the May 11th Backlash Fallout Edition. Watch it. From the Raw brand, Roman Reigns retained the World Heavyweight title. On the other hand, IYO defeated Asuka. Braun Breaker triumphed over Seth and took down the Vision members. Ahead of the Fallout show this Monday, let's take a look at the preview along with much more. Confirmed is the aftermath of the Backlash preview. Listed performers are Logan Paul, Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, Stephanie Vakika, and Roman Reigns. It also says CM Punk, but then he's been unannounced, so there are no set matches at this time. That's the preview.
Interesting.
That's it. Sorry. That's they really need to cash in on these things. I don't know why they fail to do so often, but they used to be really good about being on top of like, oh, we saw Roman Reigns survive barely against Jacob Fatu, so now we know Jacob will have to challenge Jimmy Uso in a loser eats the other's ass match. Like, we would get something. They listed the top 10 moments from Backlash. Number 1 is Jacob Fatu attacking Roman after. What good is that? Your official mini Raw preview for tomorrow night in Knoxville. All right, well, let's check it out. Last time we're stopping in the $10 billion studio. Cody's got to get the hell out of here in a minute, and as do I. But, chat, let's go ahead and hear what Scrap Daddy's got to say.
All right, everybody, happy Sunday. Adam Pearce here with your Monday Night Raw preview, coming to you live from Orlando International Airport, because Raw is live tomorrow night from Knoxville, Tennessee. And we are fresh off of Backlash, and as you know, there is a ton going on. First things first, happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there. We love you. We can't appreciate you enough, and our gratitude is infinite. Now, a couple things going into tomorrow night. Brie Bella and Paige, the women's tag team champions, will be live in Knoxville to answer the call to be there
What?
By Judgment Day. What will take place between these ladies, we will find out
called it.
in Knoxville. Plus, the Obafemi Open Challenge will continue, and six-man tag team action. The Street Profits and Joe Hendry will take on The Vision with Paul Heyman and Jacob Fatu, fresh off of everything that happened last night at Backlash, will take part in a Roman Reigns acknowledgement ceremony. That and so much more live from Knoxville. It's Monday Night Raw, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, and we are live around the world on Netflix. Thank you to everybody that reached out asking if Shane Helms is okay. I told him to stand back, but he wouldn't listen. And yeah, I'm fine. You can't break scrap iron.
What happened to Shane? Did he get hit during the match?
Obafemi Open Challenge, and Hendry will take on The Vision, Profits, and Joe Hendry will.
Okay, so the Street Profits and Joe Hendry taking on The Vision. That's good. Obafemi's Open Challenge. We've got the OTC acknowledgement ceremony, and what was the other thing?
Answer the call.
Oh, the women's tag team title match being called out by Judgment Day for Paige and Bree. So not quite Fatal Influence, but I think they'll get involved.
So Paige and Bree will start yapping, and then Liv, Rox, and Raquel will come out and say something. And then...
Yeah, but Rox and Raquel winning the women's tag titles would be great right now, because then Judgment Day has the women all in gold. Yeah, it makes sense. Like, Paige doesn't need to hold it long. She needs to be doing her own thing away from the Bellas. They were never friends. They were never supporters. Like, all of it is very weird.
Bellas and Paige, and Nikki's like, you lost my title.
Jacob Fatu tossed Shane Helms around. Aha, that makes sense. That would be why. So,
Hurricane.
Yeah, trying to be careful about. He's being carried out, and like you got beat. That's hilarious. I'm curious if they showed any of it, but poor guy got beat up. I'm not seeing anything, but that's funny. Poor guy got beat up by Jacob Fatu. So, wow, stand back. There's a hurricane coming through. Let's see if he posted anything himself. He said, nope. No, I don't see anything. I'm trying to avoid other content, but that's funny. I'll have to go back and see where he got destroyed. Where he got annihilated. Hey, what's going on, Liz? Hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, that's unfortunate that he got his ass beat by Jacob Fatu, but it happens. It does indeed. It happens. What are you gonna do? He was angry. He wanted to win that match, and instead he got hit with a turnbuckle and didn't get a DQ.
Don't cry.
He didn't get a DQ. They didn't even DQ Roman when he hit Punk with the stairs.
Oh, Jesus.
Happy pills.
Uh-oh.
That's right. Daddy's home. Cody, what I need from you, you sexy son of a bitch, is to go ahead and tell these lovely people where they can find you, my friend.
Yes, you can find me over on my Twitter or X, whatever you like to call it nowadays, at Judgment Day Era. You can also find me over on my YouTube at Judgment Day Era. I need to get back onto posting live streams, video game content. That will be coming again soon. And my Instagram is Cody_Onidi_316. Soon to be all of my handles for all of my social medias. I really need to get onto that rebrand.
Yes, indeed. Cody, you've got it all at Judgment Day Era on Twitter. Like you said, go ahead and give him a follow. Follow me as well at Countdown Ended. That's right. Get some behind-the-scenes news, breakdowns, music previews, all that jazz. Make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube. You're hitting the like button. And leave a comment when you can. It helps out immensely. Thank you to everybody that has supported the channel and worked so very hard to help us hit so many goals, especially over the last month. The push towards WrestleMania was massive. It was incredible. And from April 12th, so 2 days from now, we started at 23,478 subscribers. And I just want it to be known, that was 2 days shy of a month ago. So the WrestleMania push did us well, and we have hit 33,000 subscribers. Hopefully the views keep going up as well, but I'm glad people at least are interested enough in the content to be like, yeah, I'd like to come back and check this out at some point in time and do this, you know, have fun and manage to get through to stuff. So we appreciate it greatly. Sir. As always, you guys are sexy sons of bitches. I hope you all have a great day. I hope you all stay sexy. And I hope to see you all tomorrow for the Raw review. That's right, getting there. Liz is 53 followers away from 1K on Twitch, so you got to go ahead and help her get there. Give her a follow on Twitch. Give Cody a follow on here. More gaming content to come. Pyro Wrestling Live tomorrow as well, so don't miss it. I appreciate you all, but until then, have a good day and stay sexy.
You can feel it in the crowd when the spark don't land. You can feel it in the crowd when the spark don't land. They keep chasing faces while the ring needs hands. Jake says, look at this, tell me what you see. A company for headlines or a place for wrestling. Into somewhere, say the name, say it clear. Into somewhere, into somewhere. We can see the damage here. Higher prices, lower heart. Every week they pull apart. Into somewhere, Jake, we're calling it out. We watched it change slow like